Hi, and welcome to the Prickly Pear Show.
What up, everyone? Happy Sunday!
This is another great Sunday.
Woo! I just sat on something. What did I say?
Today you're sitting on the horn.
Did you imagine that went off when I sat on? That would have been epic.
How do you like us now? Right? Everything is looking great.
Crap.
The volume is working.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
No, it looks different a little bit.
Just a tad.
Soon we're going to set up the other cameras. It's going to take us time.
You're going to see the different profiles that we probably don't want seen because we obviously had that side.
How did I choose this side? This is clearly my bad side.
Is it? I can sit there.
I'm joking.
That's probably my good side.
Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Yes, it is.
So today's a day to remember all those that perished in the Holocaust in the hands of the Nazis and all those who joined them. It's a sad day, but at the same time, we are here and we're proof that we can move forward. And wanted to send out love to everybody out there who lost somebody in the Holocaust. And to know that there's a state of Israel.
You always,
absolutely,
and, never forgotten.
Never,
never again, never forgotten. So I can't even fathom just the thought of everything that everyone went through during that time. It makes me so sad. Like, just the thought of it, I'm like starting to tear up. So I can't even because it makes me remember when I went to Israel on Birthright. Mm-hmm. And we went on to the Holocaust Remembrance Museum.
Mm-hmm. Yad Vashem.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it was just walking into that place and seeing the shoes.
When were you there? What year?
I went to, I was there, we arrived on Birthright. It was December 31st, New Year's Eve, 2008.
Okay, so you were at the new location. You came to the new Yad Vashem. The one that was kind of...
It looked brand new, and there was beautiful pillars to get in. It was like an archway, and there was beautiful writing on it. It was just you can't even imagine. You can't fathom the feeling and just the sheer emotion that you feel. I can't. It's just taking me back, and I know that as soon as I get back there, it's gonna make me tear up, and I'm just gonna be. I can't run.
Okay, well, I have a story. Regarding the Holocaust, I'm not going to really go into depth, but a lot of people ask me how come I don't eat pork, and it's not due to the Holocaust, but I remember when I did Birthright in 2001, so sometime before you.
Way before me. I was still in high school.
Giving away my age.
I was still in high school when you went on Birthright.
Yeah, and I didn't go when I was 18 either. So
wow.
Anyways, I went on this trip, and I remember a rabbi asking me, "What makes me Jewish?" And I said, "Well, I'm circumcised. My mom is Jewish, and
circumcised."
Well, yeah. It's funny. Somebody was talking today about circumcision, and I wanted to really get in this, but I won't. But nonetheless, I know that I'm Jewish. I know that my mom is Jewish. By the way, are we for sure on public? 100%? Yeah, I just want to make sure because for some reason I'm not saying the word public. And what ended up happening was that he asked me again, what makes me Jewish? What am I doing? And I said, well, I do enough. And he's like, well, what if you picked up one more thing to do? And the Holocaust is something that played a role in my life, and my grandfather would always tell me stories about the Holocaust.
Okay. And
one of the main parts that he said to me was about that his father did not eat pork. That's what kept him Jewish. And I could never understand that, especially since my entire family ate pork. What does it mean that that is what made him Jewish?
All right.
The fact that he wasn't eating it. And he said, well, when he was going to school back in Ukraine, he would be beaten up for not eating the pork. So since I was a kid, I asked him the question, why couldn't grandfather just eat the pork and they'll leave him alone?
It would have been the principle of the matter.
And my grandfather said it had nothing to do with the pork. It had to do with the fact that they knew he was Jewish, and the pork was just that element. Mm-hmm. And so when I was thinking about what is it that I wanted to do to commemorate my family, and many of them who perished in the Holocaust, and I decided to give up pork. So since 2001, I have not touched it. Now, I've eaten it before. I like the flavor. For all those people out there who think I've never tried bacon, clearly I've tried bacon. But I
Where's
no
that
longer.
bacon shirt when
Oh,
you need it?
that's right, right? Yeah, but in 2001, I gave it up, and that was like the first thing. And every year since, I add another Jewish element into my life. And yeah, it's been literally, almost 20 years since I've been doing it.
Wow.
Mhm.
I add another Jewish element to my life.
Yeah, something. Well, I believe in this, in like doing
As
good
I
deeds.
sit here with like rib breath, because I just made like pork ribs for dinner.
That's up to you. Look,
With some yummy Korean barbecue sauce.
nobody's judging anyone for for what they're doing with themselves when it comes to being Jewish, and it's not like, oh my God, I ate ribs, so I'm going against my religion. It's just food.
For me, it's like I have certain cravings,
Mhm.
and you know, sometimes I want a rib, and
Okay.
sometimes I want some
But-
bacon, but
But it's understandable. But if you truly believe in something, and
Yeah.
if you know the worth
if you
behind
believe
it,
in it, like if you are 100% behind that, then
no, but like, okay, but you're
For
saying
sure.
believe. I don't necessarily like believe in all the things, but I believe that I belong to a certain people,
yeah,
and I made a choice. Like, I can eat bacon at any point in time. Nothing's going to happen to me. I made the choice that I'm not going to have it for particular reasons. So it wasn't so much about, having a craving, because one of the things in the Ten Commandments says lust, right? Lust is a craving. Yeah. Do you lust for people?
I lust for chocolate cake.
You lust
I
for chocolate cake?
lust for
Okay.
certain things. I lust for certain things.
Right. But do you lust for it, or do you want it? Do you lust for
Well,
it?
obviously, I want them, but
Mhm.
like I lust for my significant other is the only thing I lust
Well,
for.
but you don't really lust for him, right? Because he's not something you lust for. It's someone you love, someone you have a connection with.
All right,
Lust
so you're
is
saying
lust as if you're thinking about
I'm
somebody
lusting
else.
over, Thor.
Thor, yeah?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
lust over him, really?
Chris
Or you just
Hemsworth.
find him to be attractive?
Well, if he, walked by me, I would
Is he
definitely-
one of those? Like,
I
with
would
your
definitely
boyfriend, you
get
have
moist.
this.
Well,
If this was the guy,
oh, you mean the list?
yeah. Do you have a?
Everyone has a
you
list.
have a list?
Of course, everyone. I have a list.
You have a list,
Of
not
course.
like one. You have like
No.
names.
Of course, there's a list. Like,
Mhm.
you know how Ross and Rachel had the list?
I totally understand the
Yeah,
list, but
yeah.
I'm saying you really have a list.
I don't have it laminated, if that's what you mean.
Well, I'm sure you don't. That would be weird if you had it laminated over your bed. So whenever your
It's in
boyfriend's
my
on top.
wallet. Anfredy,
So,
fetch me my wallet.
so someone named Sean.
Yeah.
That's my boyfriend.
Oh, he says
I'm
he
better
just
looking
has
than
more
Thor.
hair.
He
He's,
just
he's
has
better
more
looking than
hair.
us.
Oh yeah. Okay. Very good.
Babe, I love you.
She lusts for you, so that's the good part. Thanks for letting us know, Anthony. So, anyways, Holocaust Remembrance Day. It's a very sad time in history, but it's something that we can learn from. And there were statistics that came out
Such a segue.
that one out of three, I think, 1 out of 3 Americans and Canadians do not know anything about the Holocaust, and
Do not know or
do not know
just
anything
are
about it.
willfully
They have no idea who
ignorant?
the main victims were. They just don't have the
Are
information.
we sure about that? Because
It's
we kind of learned that in school.
Who is
They were-
we? You went to, first off, you're in Toronto. You're talking about North America.
Yeah.
So you're telling us people in Manitoba, who knows if they learned it?
Well,
I mean,
what?
You're
They don't
talking
go
1
to
out of 3
school?
Canadians and Americans. Sorry?
They don't go to school?
Not everybody learns it. Not everybody learns about the Holocaust, especially in the United States. No, you think it's a part of the curriculum, but it's really not. There are certain schools that it is. By the way, you had to choose the Holocaust. You
What do you
didn't
mean
just
you
take
have to
it.
choose the Holocaust?
You took a course called the Holocaust, didn't you?
No.
Okay, so I took
a course called history.
Okay, so when they did it, okay, but there's a lot of people who don't know, and it's they said right now that it's 1 out of 3 people do not know about the Holocaust, and it's sad because
Wow.
considering it happened, just a century ago, where there's still people that are alive from that, of that
That
generation.
era, yeah.
So, and if we don't keep talking about it in some way or another, then it's bound to repeat itself. And
course.
we're seeing it happening, right now as we speak, like in Europe and around the world, with many people leaving their countries to move to Israel. And last week we had a really amazing guest who was talking
Yeah.
about all the amazing things that it's doing. And due to the Holocaust is the reason that Israel takes in anybody with at least one grandparent who happens to be Jewish, because it's under Hitler's law. If people were going to die for being Jewish, then people should live for being Jewish, and that's what Israel is all about. So I want to talk a little bit about this. I know it's not a segment you're very happy to talk about, but it is an important day, and I figured this would be the day to do so. But you, for some reason, decided that Princess Diaries was a more important conversation
Of course.
piece.
The
Princess Diaries 3 is coming out.
You guys,
And you
this
said,
is
well,
a
let's...
cultural phenomenon.
These are the types
Okay.
of arguments that we have. She literally went with Princess Diaries over Holocaust
I
Remembrance
didn't
Day.
do that, okay?
You put
I
Princess Diaries
It
in
was there.
big cactus, small cactus. So no, sorry. The Holocaust, whether it's a small
It was
small
a
deal or
big
big deal.
cactus. It's a big deal. That's why it was a big cactus. Huge deal.
Yeah, and yet our first story was going to be Princess Diaries. That was going to be like the big it.
No, that was just the topics. I wrote them in no significant order.
All right. So tell us, because I actually have never watched the Princess Diaries. Yes, because I have...
Squeeze me?
I'm sorry, but there's something in between my
Baking
legs that
powder?
makes me not to watch it.
No, that's something in between your legs that should make you want to watch
Why?
it.
Why would I
because-
want to watch the Princess Diaries?
Because it's a...
Ooh, what? Hey, boys, want to go check out the Princess Diaries? That sounds like a
No,
great movie.
you would watch it with your girlfriend.
No, I
or-
wouldn't. No, I
Why
wouldn't.
not?
Because we would pick something that's good.
It is good.
Okay, what? Really? What happened in the second one, by the way?
The second one, she became queen.
Wow, and then the third, she'll become king? Or wait, we can't say that because we
No,
don't
and
know
the third
what
one,
gender
she's
she is.
probably going to have a baby and, you know...
And have a little princess of her
She
own?
got married, I think, and maybe she didn't. I don't remember, but
Okay.
in a minute.
I really have never seen it. I mean,
It's so good. Like, it's Julie Andrews, you know.
Yeah.
You know who Julie Andrews
yes,
is,
I know
right?
who Julie
Okay,
Andrews
thank
is.
God.
Yeah. I'm glad you used her as opposed to...
Anne Hathaway?
Yes.
Well, Julie Andrews will always, no matter what movie, if
I
she's
see her
in
moving
it,
around doing the little dance in the field. That's the only
the
like picture.
hills are long.
That's the only vision that I have of her. Like every time I see her.
No,
Or that or
Mary Poppins.
isn't she? Yeah, but isn't she also in the cartoon in Shrek? Doesn't she do the voice
I believe
for
so.
the mother?
Yeah.
in Shrek? For some reason, I remember. Oh, Julie Andrews is here.
Yeah.
But anyways, Princess Diaries
I think she's the fairy godmother.
possibly.
Yeah.
I remember her being in the film.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Don't
what
quote me
voice she did.
100%, but I'm pretty sure.
I
she was the
think
fairy
you are.
godmother.
I think you are correct. It's
Yeah, because
starting
it
to
totally
sound
makes
familiar.
sense. Who else would you want? Your
Yeah,
your
why, and
fairy
plus the
godmother
mother.
besides Julie
Right.
Andrews. Come on. Oh, I love her.
What else are we going to be talking about?
Oh,
aside
speaking
from...
of, did you actually see the new Mary Poppins?
No. Ask me the last time I went to see a movie. Actually, wait, I did see Bohemian Rhapsody, so that's
How
not
was
fair.
that?
Amazing.
Really?
Amazing.
The fact that my
How did you not go see it?
well, I haven't had time.
You haven't had time.
I truly haven't had time. You say like you're like, oh, you know, I'm so busy. I
Yeah.
haven't had time to see a movie.
Well, I went to
And
see
we've
one.
been
I went to see one
planning-
movie.
We've been planning to go to the keg and see a movie for like weeks. Weeks.
Okay, go see
And
that movie. It's a pretty good
I
movie.
want to. That's like
Yeah.
my shit. That is my bitch.
I believe
Like,
it. I believe
Come
it.
on now. Like it's
I
my
believe it.
life. I
Okay.
have to get it done.
In terms of the show, any other?
So there's a bunch of other crazy stuff that I saw this week. One was, you know who PETA is, not like the bread.
Who PETA is? What PETA
What
is?
PETA is.
Yes, I
who
do know what PETA is. Yeah.
The whole
Mhm.
kerfuffle, that shit show that it is.
I think there's some good about PETA and then some awful about PETA. Listen,
PETA
certain
is
things about
just
PETA are good.
lies. Certain things,
Yes,
okay, but
yes.
they literally like.
I like
you
the
know,
idea of PETA. How about that? I like
Okay,
the idea.
of PETA,
Mhm.
if it was normalized.
And to our Israelis, we're not talking about PETA with hummus. We're talking about PETA, the organization that, what do we call it? Helps animals or like cares for
Wants
animals?
to think that they help animals.
They
most of
somewhat,
the
they
time.
somewhat do. They do a lot of
They-
great things
yes,
for animals.
but like they do certain extreme things, and it's just a little crazy. Like this
Yeah.
guy that I saw this week in
Mhm.
Sydney, Australia, was literally cooking a dog in front of children in protest of saving the animals or the Yulin.
Wait, so he
dog.
did the opposite.
Yeah.
He was trying to piss them off.
He was with PETA demonstrating.
And burning? Wait. He was demonstrating and yet killed an animal at the same time.
He was,
And PETA was okay with this.
He was with apparently PETA.
He was with PETA and he...
Yeah, That's why it's so bumfuck out of here.
Okay, that's a little strange.
Exactly.
Okay, I get what they were. Maybe I could see the point of what they're trying to do. No,
He's literally cooking.
No, that's awful. Wait, no.
He's
That's
cooking little
awful.
Joey's pet, like in front of him.
But let me ask you a question. Then what's the difference in? I mean, I have a dog. I'm a dog owner and I love dogs. But what's the difference between a dog and a pig, really, when it comes down to it? One's your pet. Well, but in reality, what is the difference between the two?
There's really no difference between.
So you're okay with talking to me about bacon about 20 minutes ago?
Well,
and yet we're talking about a dog and you're losing it. Now I'm with you on that because you know, like the dog sleeps with me and it's my best friend, so I totally get it. But
also, a little child who has a little puppy at home does not have a little piggy at home.
Why not? There's many people who in farms.
But that child in Sydney, whoever they were doing this in front of, is going to be traumatized for the rest of their fucking life.
100%. But how about?
Come on now, there's
other ways
of doing
it. But what about killing an animal in front of a child?
So Sean says that it was a fake dog.
What it was? Oh, he's saying it was a fake dog. Thank you, Sean, for clearing it up. A fake dog.
It was to show.
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? That's a big difference now. He actually read the article and you didn't.
I did.
You posted an article and you didn't read it?
I'm pretty sure it was
a
real dog.
Okay, I love how the topics come out. Thank you, Sean, for giving us the truth about everything. But nonetheless, the idea behind it, which I totally get, now it's making sense.
No.
Now it's making sense.
No, but the thing is, you can't.
Why can't you? Why can't you? I get the idea. Look, there are times where I say to myself, why am I eating animals? I love animals so much that what's the difference between a cow, like a lamb? Like, what's the difference? Yes, I don't look it in the eyes.
There's not much difference,
No, there isn't
obviously,
much difference.
besides
No,
the
there
type
isn't.
of animal that they are.
Uh-huh.
But still, I don't like it. Just even the fact that they made this thing, like, in front of the mass public, just cooking a dog of all things.
Yeah, but they're doing it on purpose. There's actually a guy in Toronto who cuts meat like in front of protesters. Like he literally would bring the meat.
I love that guy.
Yeah, so I know what he's trying to do because meat is delicious and it is a part of us, and we are, in some way,
They were
we're
trying
hunters.
to get his store closed.
Yeah.
Come on, he's one of those people, and I'm sorry to say, hate me all you want, but hunters literally respect the animal more than certain mass-produced.
I believe it.
So the fact that he's a hunter and he hunts most of the stuff that he puts into his restaurant should make those protesters shut up. Because he's doing more.
But he's still hunting animals, and they're seeing it as like him hunting animals is something bad. Now, it does help our ecosystem by hunting certain animals.
Half of those vegans, those plants that they eat?
Yeah.
The plastic that they get wrapped in most of the time?
I have no idea, but okay.
Or whatever it is that they do with those factories, whether they produce those vegetables and how it emits all that shit into the air. Okay. What about that?
That's another problem. But you can't push one and not look at the other.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't. So that's why I'm giving you another example.
But here's the thing about it. There are people who are conscious when it comes to the environment.
Yeah.
Okay? But they can't be good with everything around them. But if they tell you, hey, throw your garbage, in the recycling bin, or put this in the green bin, put this in the black bin, that doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong. Yes, they might be using more electricity because they're broadcasting a show from somewhere, but they still care about the environment.
Yeah.
The point is that you can't be good with everything. You just can't be. But their point, now PETA's idea here is to let people know that you're killing an animal. And there's no difference between a dog, a cow, or a sheep. It's an animal. When I see these little pigs, those
the mini pigs.
The mini pigs, that's a great animal. I would love to have one of these. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have bacon. Meaning I don't eat real bacon, but you know what I mean.
I love bacon.
Nonetheless, it's understandable. I get it. I actually have a very good friend who might be watching online, and she's she's an activist when it comes to veganism, and she always puts up horrific videos about murdering animals and distinguishing the difference or the non-difference between the two, and between a cow. Because when you're looking at a cow in the eyes, you could see through its soul. You're literally looking at an animal the same way that I look into my dog's eyes.
Yeah, I can see
that. But there's a
right?
disconnect because it's served on my plate, right?
And it's so delicious.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm going to Thailand soon, so Who knows what I'll be
seeing
eating.
a lot of crazy shit, and I
That's true.
expect to see a lot of videos when you come back.
Hoping that,
Preferably not X-rated.
preferably there won't be any because from my understanding, I mean I did some research. 40% of women in Thailand or prostitutes in Thailand have AIDS. That's a big number. Yeah. That's number one. 40%. That's ridiculous. Second off, how many of those are actually men or women? Nobody knows. So I would stay away from anybody in Thailand. But if they're from Germany, England, or Russia, then you never
Look,
know.
my face when you said it, I was like, whoa! Oh!
You could see yourself and you're
I like
you're
my
losing yourself.
realization. Oh, 40%.
40%.
That's a big ass fucking number,
that's
bro.
a huge number. That's a huge number. 40%.
Like,
AIDS.
don't even like drop a
No,
a
there's
penny.
no
like,
point. There's no point.
Like, no.
I'm actually going with a guy, and we're having a conversation before, and I said, we're not doing this. Like, this is not happening. I'm letting you know right now. Like, this is not happening.
Wait,
what
you
happened in
told
Thailand?
the guy it's not happening, so what were you guys gonna do? Like a Eiffel Tower to the chick?
Why one? Are you kidding me? You know how cheap they are there?
I know.
It's like literally
$40.
It's
Like you can get Toonie Tuesday options
Tuesday,
there,
Tuesday.
probably.
Yeah, and a McChicken. You get it. No, what is it?
You get two
KFC.
thighs,
It's like a KFC.
two thighs
Right.
and two breasts.
Funny enough, I actually had KFC in Thailand the last time I was there in 2004.
How is it?
Weirdly enough, it tasted better than it does in the United States. Not better than Canada, but better than the U.S. For some reason,
You know
the U.S.
what?
KFC is horrific. I have no idea how they eat those chickens.
Apparently, Popeyes in the States is better than KFC, and here it's vice versa.
Well, but it doesn't taste. The chicken doesn't taste right at KFC in the States. There's something really weird about the flavor.
It's probably because it's mass produced and
But so is almost
and,
everything
like,
there.
steroid
McDonald's,
rated.
same thing. McDonald's also
in the States.
doesn't taste the same.
Oh yeah, no,
But
it's
for some-
disgusting.
Especially when it came, what is it? The chicken McNuggets.
Gross.
Complete different flavor.
Gross.
They have a deal, I think, where it's like 20 for $5, and I would, being Jewish, I was like, yeah.
That's a wicked deal.
But then after having it, I'm like, I can't. Even though it's $5, I can't eat.
The last
chicken
time I
ones.
went
Chicken.
to McDonald's in the States, and I'm not even going to lie to you, this was a trip I went with the Toronto FC, and we went to the home opener in Ohio, and I did one of those bus with fans, and it was a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to do that, just take a bus with the fans of some sort of hockey, football, soccer, whatever team you follow.
Okay.
And on the way back, we decided to go to McDonald's when the bus stopped. There was other places, but we didn't really want to waste that time. We wanted to walk around and get something quick. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get a quarter pounder. I haven't had a quarter pounder at that point in so long, but I had one in Toronto.
With cheese.
With cheese, obviously, and
Quarter pounder
bacon.
with cheese.
And bacon.
Okay.
So I got really excited until I saw the to-go bag. Now, I've seen Greece. I've seen Greece in Toronto. I've seen
Really?
the
The entire thing was like greasy?
It was almost a translucent bag.
Was it because of the quarter pounder or the fries that they threw in?
It was...
Because I've seen them before where they threw it in.
I thought it was the fries.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you get the bag, and I'm like, they just put it in. Like, they literally just put the shit in and gave me the bag. I was standing there with everyone else waiting for my food.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, what the shit is this? Like, picture one of these, like, old school movies where you picture one of those greasy spoon restaurants.
No, I know.
Get it to go back.
I have like a real vision of it.
Yeah. Just
No, it
gnarly.
makes sense. It makes sense.
So I'm thinking, okay, it's the fries. No, it's not
it was
the
the burger?
fries. I literally took the fries out, and it was almost like grease was like pouring out of the little two slots out of the fries. And I pulled the burger out, and my hands at that point were like Grease City. Like, I
Makes
felt
sense.
like Grease Lightning. I felt like, you're the one that I want. Woo, woo, woo. Like, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Okay.
I took a bite of it with the barbecue. Barbecue sauce is completely different in the States, by the by.
Really?
They use, I think, A1, HP,
No, it is.
whatever
Okay.
barbecue sauce that they use. It's just, it's gross.
Don't they have like their specific McDonald's sauces?
You would think.
Because I know they
But
do.
the sauce
I know they
that
do.
in the States, the
Yeah.
barbecue sauce I got in the States was not the barbecue sauce we get here.
There's one thing that pisses me off about the United States when it comes to beverages. that their iced teas, they're basically tea. It's unsweetened.
Well, that's what they do in the States, like,
Yeah, but no,
especially in the southern states.
No, but that's the thing. Like when you're looking for iced tea, and like once I ordered iced tea and I took it to go. This was a long time ago when I used to have iced tea.
I think you have to ask for Nestea with them.
You can't get Nestea everywhere, so it's like they literally give you iced tea, which is just
Tea
cold
with
tea
ice.
without. Yeah, it's off. And somebody pays for that stuff. It's like it's just disgusting. All right, what's in our next topic? What else did you write there?
Let's see. Well, a superintendent in Idaho.
Okay.
Idaho or no, Indiana.
Okay.
She got arrested on fraud charges because she pretended one of her students was her child in order to get him medical aid.
I saw that. Yes.
And I thought that was batshit crazy, America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's to me, we in Canada have free healthcare. Everyone knows it. It's free adjacent. I can say that because certain things obviously cost money. If you don't have insurance, you have to pay for dental care out of pocket. You obviously have to pay for glasses.
It's a different system. It's a totally different system, totally.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not like completely free, but you have a lot of advantages, like, you know, giving birth. You're not paying, you know, $15,000 per kid or whatever it is to give birth in the States.
Right.
But I just thought that was insane that they would lock her up or even charge her. Yes, I understand legally it's fraud because she defrauded the insurance company, but in this case, I think they would. I would hope that they would make an exception.
That's the thing about it. That it's a business. It's a big business. The healthcare industry in the States is a big, big business. If you just watch commercials on TV, on American television in comparison to Canadian television,
They have
and they're selling all
many
these drugs. It is ridiculous.
And it's like, here, it'll make you feel better, but the side effects could include
and
death. It's always death is first. What?
Well, I think they have to. They have to put that stuff.
Vomiting, nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, Pepto-Bismol. Sorry. Every time these commercials played, that's what played.
I needed you last night. I was having such heartburn last night. I definitely needed you.
The last time I saw someone take Pepto-Bismol was Gordon Ramsay. Literally drank a whole cup of it on Hot Ones. Do you watch Hot Ones?
I do watch Hot Ones.
I fucking love Hot Ones. Show. Me too. I think we're gonna do a Hot Ones here.
Well, we did. I did do that this year, but I never done it with you. So
yeah, no,
we can
an
do that.
actual
But we'd have
Hot
questions.
Ones. No. We're gonna do
like a real Hot Ones.
Do you have? I have a bunch of the sauces already.
Bring on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I'll make some wings.
But we should interview each other. So we should make it more fun. So why don't we have like a nice episode where, you know,
we'll get to know each other?
No, well, we have like maybe
and get
7 topics. Why drunk? I don't drink. Why would I get drunk? You can get drunk.
You'll have to come pick me up then.
Fine, not a problem.
Okay.
But you know there's a thing called an Uber and you like live like a...
I know, but it'll be more fun if you pick me up. And
not on the way back. Not on the way back. On the way there when you're excited, but not on the way back.
When I'm even more excited.
Yeah.
I'm even more drunk.
All that excitement will come off in my car. That's,
no, I'm not one of those.
No.
No, if I have to puke, I will puke before we get in the car or after.
I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do this. So you're going to have bourbon though. That's what's going to go. Yeah, that's what's going to go with it.
Whiskey's the only thing I drink, bro.
Today's conversation was supposed to be.
No beer unless you want me to do the alcohol.
You could do whatever you want. I don't care.
No, I can't do it right now.
I can do without the alcohol.
Really? I can do a couple of burps here and there, but not really.
Literally all the ABCs in probably 3 languages.
Really? Go.
No, but I'll do it for you. I will do it if that's going to be the day. I will
need
make
to
that
be
happen.
a little drunker for that.
Oh no, I don't.
I mean me.
Oh, you? Yeah. To appease you. The topic for today we want to talk about was dating, relationships. You're clearly no longer in a dating world.
I love you, coffee. That's like my life. Coffee? That is my love.
We're talking about dating and you're going
and
into
relationships. That's the longest relationship I've been in with my coffee. Okay. I thought that's what we were talking about. The longest relationships we've been with was my coffee. Just be happy I didn't say my alcohol.
I should be happy. Your boyfriend should be happy, not me.
He knows I don't drink.
But we're talking.
But when I do, I drink with a purpose.
We're talking about relationships and dating, and I figured let's just maybe share some stories of like I don't know if bad dates, but like
Oh, bad dates. Let's do it.
There's you've been to many bad dates. Okay, let's name one. Let's name like one really bad date.
Okay.
Or you know, wait a second. First off, how did you meet your boyfriend? Is this okay to share?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Through people, but then through the net.
So you met him before, and then on the internet you just started talking to each other.
Seen him before.
Seen him before? Did you contact him? Were you looking for him?
He
contacted you.
And
Hey.
I didn't respond for a while.
Okay.
And then I finally responded.
Nice.
And then he's like, well, if you wouldn't have responded, I'm like, what? Was I on a time limit?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, that was funny.
Okay.
But,
How long ago was this?
Wow, 9 years ago?
9 years ago.
9 years ago this March. No, I lied. 9 years ago, what month are we in? January now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys
We
celebrated?
started talking, but we didn't start dating until April.
So, did you have any bad experiences? Like, were you dating people online?
Oh,
Like,
hell
what?
yeah. I've had horrible experiences.
So I have something to share, but I'll share later. Why don't you share a few things?
Why are you going to share later?
You want me to share now?
I don't know. No, I'll share.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
Let's see. This guy was a nuclear physicist.
Okay.
You know, it was interesting. I dated a lot of brainy people.
Why?
Because I thought after the bad boy phase, I would date the brainies.
So from one extreme to the other extreme.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, you know. So that was interesting. He
Okay.
was an interesting guy after 3 drinks. And then, you know, we decided to just hang out and talk, and we were talking, and he was going to drop me off beside my friend's place because I was going to meet up with my friends. And he just leaned in and kissed me, and I'm like, okay. And then he actually started to kiss me, and I wanted to vomit.
Wait,
It
why?
was like kissing a faucet.
Okay, so was
It
the kissing that was
just
bad?
Horrible.
So
It was
that's
just-
unforgivable if a man
it was
kisses
just
horribly? That's
horrible. Like, I'm sorry. I was trying to... You know when you try to guide someone?
Sure.
When you kiss someone and they're bad, and you can kind of teach them, right? This one was like, the more I tried to teach, the worse it got.
But everything else was great except for that, and that was the breaker for you?
It wasn't everything else was great. It was... Everything else was okay. And, you know, he was interesting. Like, his work was very interesting, and I was interested in that.
Okay.
And then, you know...
So it didn't matter how much money he was making? He couldn't kiss?
It wasn't even, like, about the money. Like, you know, it was just after... You know when they say the first time you kiss, like, you know, and then you try it again... just to make sure you know.
Right.
And then you try it again just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to do that with sex. I used to think, like, I'm going to try it again. Hopefully it's going to be okay with this person. I'm going to try it again. Hopefully it's going to be okay with this person.
They didn't learn?
Man, I've been with so many that it's just been so horrible. I've had many horrible experiences.
Really?
And you think about it, it's like the one thing you expect. You've already paid for the dinner, the drinks that you've taken out.
So have they all been like, did you find that the women that you had better relations with, they had more experience?
I don't know if that's really the case. It's just more of just certain people are just very awkward in bed.
That they don't have like that motion?
I call them the dead fish.
Like starfish, you mean?
Yeah, but not necessarily starfish. Not one of these, but just kind of dead fish. Like it's almost like you're not really with a person. Like when you try
You're
to
like
lift
with a
them or
doll?
move them, and it's like they're not functioning with you. Like, you know, you lift the right leg and the left leg comes up. You put the right arm and the left arm comes up. It's just like something very awkward. And it's been like a lot of these types of people were just been really strange. Like,
Really?
Oh yeah. And like people would be like, wow, this person is like sweet and smart, and I can't do this anymore.
And did you try to explain that to them at any point?
No, of course not.
Did you say like, you know, let's try different things? Like,
Oh yeah, I remember.
it-
I remember one time
Kink
being.
it up.
I remember one time being angry. Can you imagine like me angry in the middle? I was just pissed off.
Angry at
Like
her?
angry at her. We're just like, come on, you're screwing this up. Like I'm not enjoying.
Really?
Yeah. There have been moments where I'd be like really pissed off.
Really?
Because it's there's it's supposed to be this moment where everything is great and it's flowing and I'm very passionate and everything that I do. So I want the person to be able to do the same thing, but no, like literally like just non-responsive. Very strange. But anyways, I was going to tell you something because a while ago I started doing the whole internet dating stuff. I'm more of a person.
Boy.
Well, I'm more of a person that meets people.
See, with me, I came into this internet dating before it was the cool thing to do. Before it was an app, before you could swipe right or left. I actually downloaded the Tinder app, and my significant other knows, while we were dating for research purposes for a show, just to figure out how
Tinder's run.
Fuck it
Makes
actually
sense.
worked.
Really?
And then, like, I literally downloaded it. I got so confused. I deleted it before I even finished registering.
When I remember when Tinder came out, I was already in a serious relationship, and when I thought about the idea, just considering today is Holocaust Remembrance Day, I just kept thinking of the Holocaust for some reason when it came to Tinder.
Really?
Right? Who goes right? Who goes left?
Oh my god!
The entire time I was like, I'm
really?
like the Eichmann of the dating world. I have to send people off to yes. But the first time after my divorce, when I just downloaded, by the way, I don't like Tinder, but like when I did go on it once, I made a mistake and I kept putting the wrong people in the wrong place. So I just kept rejecting everyone.
The ones that you wanted.
But I kept rejecting everyone. Like literally, I like nobody. Like I just kept rejecting everybody. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I was like, I've been doing it all wrong, right and left. So yeah, I didn't know the difference.
You just thought
I just kept making everybody go to the left. Just everybody.
maybe later. Maybe
I don't
later.
know. Just like okay. Well, I thought it was like next.
I'll come back
Because
to
at the bottom there's an X and like a heart. I think. Like I don't remember what it looks like.
I don't even know. Do you know what we're like when people were telling me about Tinder? You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Do you remember in the late '90s, early 2000s when the internet first came out? The website. Hot or Not.
Hot or Not, yes, I do remember.
Do you
Hot or
remember
Not.
that?
I do remember Hot or Not.
And so when Tinder came out, it literally made me think about that website. And I was like, is that what it is? You get to like...
I think it's great. I just feel like it's missing... Like what I like about certain sites is that you actually get to read some profiles, and I read them because I want to know a little bit about the person. A, to have a conversation, and B, to see if it really matches. Like when it comes to Tinder... Most of the girls that I used to like look at, and I would say, "Oh, something about her is off." I find out that she's like into women. She's not really into men. But like because I would pick the women part, but Tinder wouldn't like.
What do you mean?
I would show it to you if I had the app. I have to download it again.
You would pick the women that you like women, and then you would get women.
I would get like women who like only women. Yeah, for real. Like
but then that means you picked your wrongs.
No, I picked women.
But were you a woman who liked women?
I'm a man. I see all women. It wasn't everybody, but there was a significant amount. I'm sure other people who have Tinder have experienced the same thing. Or I was getting like some men who were like messaging me, like it was like.
Are you sure you didn't have like?
No, I checked it. I'm telling you, I made sure because I was getting
Are
like
you
more.
sure there wasn't another Ron Furman account out there?
That's a possibility.
And they were being merged somehow in the interwebs.
Yeah, like a conspiracy theory. So when I was young, I actually used the internet a lot for dating, but it was very, very, very different. It's not like it was. I used to remember ICQ, Merc. Do you remember Merc?
That was before
IRC.
IRC, I remember.
That's Merc.
That's Merc.
Yeah. So
Merc reminds me of like being merked.
Being merked.
Merked, like fucked.
It was a way to kind of like go into. I remember when JDate was just
JDate was a concept.
No, but you were able to. No, JDate back in the day, you had like a room where you saw everybody.
It was a forum.
It was a forum, and then if I wanted to speak to somebody, by myself,
you just private message them.
I remember
it was like meet me in TO.
Exactly. So, but I was able to create a special room and have a conversation with someone.
You were literally you had categories, and you would be able to like create
20s, 30s, your own.
And then be like in the entertainment subcategory, you'd be like, oh, this is a TV show I'm interested in, and did you guys watch this episode? And then you start talking to like random people who are interested in the same. It was so much better than it is now. And
but it costs money now.
But the thing is, back then, there were like no concept of trolls. Like we were around right before the troll era. And I remember like the fake accounts starting to come out, and all of us who were in these websites were like, oh, this is a fake account. And like if you're a moderator and some people were moderators on certain websites.
I think you become a moderator if you're the first one there or something along those lines.
You're
like you've
either
stayed in the room. Yeah.
You're a frequent user,
Yeah.
or
You couldn't write certain things.
You couldn't write.
So I actually have a story for you. I went on. This was years ago. We're talking like maybe early 2000s, and I went on this this website called JewishChat.com. I don't think it exists.
JChat.
No. It's different. It's called Jewish Chat.
JChat.
No,
it was back then.
I don't think it was called JChat. It was maybe
we called it JChat.
But they were so back in the do you remember how I used to send out a message to find out any questions?
Whatever,
about people?
yeah, it'd be
What
like
would you put?
ASL.
Amazing.
Age,
Great.
sex, location.
Look at you. High five
What do you
for
think I
that.
am?
For that. Okay, so
I was born yesterday.
great. So
JChat, bitches.
I'm telling you right now, people do not know what ASL is. So it's age, sex, location. So
not to be confused with ESL,
Right.
which is English as a second language.
yeah, most of us have done it. So I went. I remember putting ASL, and there was a girl
Incidentally,
there.
I actually never did that, even though English was my second language. I never had to take ESL.
You never had to take it? Oh, just well, because you came here when you were 3. So why would you take ESL? You learned English with everybody else.
No, I came here when I was 3 the first time, and then we had to move back to Russia, get our paperwork, and then I permanently came here first grade.
Still, you learned with everybody else.
First grade, I should say.
You learned with everybody else, but it doesn't matter. So I did this ASL thing.
Yeah.
And, a lot of the time where you're talking to people, most Jewish people on that site were from New York. So there was a girl, and so I write to her, ASL, and she writes back. She's like, from? And I'm like, Toronto. She's like, from? And I'm like, Thornhill.
Canada.
No, I'm like, Thornhill,
Oh.
right? She's like, from? And I'm like, from Haifa. From? Look, I'm from Israel, from Haifa, from Toronto, from Thornhill, from Canada. What? From? Are you religious? And I'm like, what? So apparently from, F-R-U-M, means if you're religious. And I had no idea that that's what it meant.
Like a from.
Like
that's
a from Jew.
Yeah.
And the whole time, I'm just
That's
giving her
where that's where Frummy Mummy comes from. If all you guys don't know where
Frummy
Frummy
Mummy?
Mummy comes from.
I've never heard of Frummy Mummy.
You haven't heard of a Frummy Mummy?
No.
It's basically an Orthodox woman, like kind of like.
No, but that makes sense. So
Yeah.
a hot Orthodox
There-
woman. There are plenty of Frummy mummies out there. That's for sure. Live in Thornhill for sure. But no, I had no idea. No, the whole time I was like from, and I'm literally losing. Like this person must be a complete moron. Like what other place that you want from my house? Like what do you want me to say? But then I realized I was religious. But not long ago, I had this this girl message me, and it was pretty funny because she messaged me like a while back, and it was somebody that I was sort of chasing for some time because I saw her picture.
Okay.
And finally, she messages me, and I message
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue. This was a while back, and she messages me, and I'm like, "Hey, like it's so nice to finally talk to you."
From you.
Yeah, and then I write. So this is what I write to her. By the way, I have it here. I did it on purpose. Wherever my phone is.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of
Anthony, where's the phone?
I think. Oh, I found it. I found it.
Bring it
So,
up.
yeah, so I actually I
Let's do
took
this.
pictures of this.
I
because
have
it's-
a little bit of coffee left. Let's do this.
All right, so this
I
is.
gotta sip some tea. With
Yeah, this is going to be a good one for
Okay,
you,
let's
okay?
go.
I was thinking, I need some research for the show. So I wrote to her, hi, I'm not going to mention her name. She's like, hi back.
I
I'm like,
insert name. here.
right, there you
know
go.
who
And
are.
I'm glad we finally,
Let me see your name.
no, there's,
Oh.
there you go. Okay, great. All right, so I go, I'm glad we finally get to talk. Why such a lovely girl like yourself remain single?
Yeah.
So she writes, star, capital letters, woman. And I'm like, woman. In brackets, just so you can see, I'm sorry. Right? Woman,
Let me see what she.
I'm sorry. Wait, so I'm going to tell her. So then she writes back, I guess I'm single because I'm turned off by grown-ass men referring to women as girls. Now I sat there for a bit and I thought to myself, well,
Wait. That reminds me of a
Yeah.
song by Ariana Grande that's called "Thank You." Next, what is it? Swipe left for next.
I don't know, but I was sitting there like thinking to myself, like, do I respond? Do I really want to date this person? I really want to talk to them. Like the way they responded
No,
was
the
just
way that she
so out of. I was
so
just trying to be
funny.
nice. I said, "Girl, sorry. Yes, you're a woman. I get it." So this is what I wrote, and you tell me whether I was
Like this woman is gonna be so like. I wish that you can call me a girl when she's like one of those 70, 80-year-old like women.
Mm-hmm.
She is gonna want to be called a girl. Like
There is no question, but just the idea of like, like you're out there and you're trying to have a conversation. I'm pretty nice. I think I'm better in person than like to write. But anyway, so I wrote back. So she wrote, I guess I'm single because I'm turned off by grown ass men, literally verbatim, referring to women as girls. So I wrote, rather than guess, if I'll say you're single because you have a debilitating attitude problem. I was merely trying to be nice and say hello. The technicality issue that you have with my preference of using girl wasn't intended to bring you down. I clearly apologize for that, for misusing the word. Yet somehow it made you feel inferior or demoted. Try being nice. Try being nice and less confrontational. It may help you when you get off these dating sites. Note: your good looks will only get you as far, and you ain't getting any younger. So yes, I am a grown-ass man who used the word girl, but you, my dear, are a brat, which solidifies you as childish, immature woman. Good night. And I got blocked the very next day. So I was waiting for a response. I was waiting for something back from this woman.
That's definitely not a womanly thing to... Because she can't respond to that. You can't say something to pure fact. You literally called her out on who she is, and she read that going, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
I was just sitting there like thinking to myself, like,
you out on the exact thing that you are.
It's so hard to really date and find good people. Now there are really good people out there. I'm meeting people right now that are amazing.
Okay.
But it's very, very difficult.
Of
and
course.
Women are now making it even worse. Like with this anger that they have towards men, and I don't understand where it's coming from. Yes, you may have had bad experiences, like we all have.
You know what it is? Right now I feel like it's just like an excuse to like blame a man for everything.
How does it serve them? How does it serve them?
But that's what it feels like to me, like from an outsider's point of view, and by outsider I mean like a person with logic. It feels like nowadays any sort of plight a woman has had in her life or is having in her life somehow, even if there's a woman involved and she can relate it to a woman, she'll somehow like involve a man. And it's just like, it's the weirdest fucking thing to me. And the only reason I'm saying it is because I've already seen it about 3 times. And it's just like, why? What's the reasoning? Is it because like right now you're trying to get lumped into one of those like things of like, I feel like someone has wronged me. Like it literally feels like a mass woes me for like certain females nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
where the whole word feminist is basically now perverted.
Going back to that point, by the way, Noah, this is a shout out to you. The Gillette commercial that just came out, right? I mean, it's pretty controversial. People are talking about it. Some people support it. I heard many things on the radio.
I don't even want to think about that.
Why don't we tell the audience? By the way, soon enough, the way it's going to work is we'll be able to actually show the video. Am I right, Anthony? So we made it where Anthony, could you put yourself on and just like wave to people? Could you do that little video so we could see you? Would that be all right by you?
Come on!
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Let's
right now.
do it.
Right now.
Show
so
us your
see
tits.
you.
I'll do a reveal next time.
No, do a reveal now. So at least we could see you. Just kind of say, hi, I'm Anthony. And then we're going to go back to Gillette. Come on, make that happen. Make that happen in the middleweight. So, because we're planning on doing something like this where...
like, for that kind of stuff,
Uh-huh.
you can't really, like, show it for long, right? You know that, right?
You can't show it for long? Why?
Issues.
Are you trying to say hello in front of the camera? Are you trying to take a sneak peek? That's not how we wanted you to do. That's not what we wanted you to do.
Don't fart
This is Anthony, everybody. So every technical situation we've had in the past few weeks, this guy is the one to blame.
No, it's his
It's
fault.
his fault.
It's his fault.
That's
For
true.
not having
that's
equipment.
Yeah.
Equipment.
His equipment didn't work.
You son of a.
All
You son of a.
That's what
Who
she
didn't turn
said.
on the audio last week?
It was you.
That's
We
what
had it
she
in
said.
one spot and then you changed it.
You little SOB. But it's okay. I love you anyways. Okay. Anyways, now that we've introduced Anthony, Soon, Anthony, we want to be able to have like those videos up. So maybe
Yeah, and
before,
next week, Anthony, we're gonna raise this camera up a little bit.
Yeah, you
'cause
mean
I'm
next
not-
week when you told me that
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not going to
next-
come to
not
a
next
show
week,
because
in
of
2
Super
weeks.
Bowl?
Yeah,
Both
sorry,
of you?
guys. We're not here next week. I'm gonna be getting drunk if you want to watch my Insta videos where you'll see drunk me while I'm very entertaining.
Do people actually want to see you drunk?
Oh my God, do you understand when I went to, remember how I told you last week I had Sean's Christmas party?
Sure.
You should see Ron drunk.
So, I would pay for that.
You would not want to see me drunk.
So they got me wasted, like his
Mhm.
coworkers basically, and myself included. I got pretty drunk and it was fun, and I Instagrammed it, and everyone was messaging me going, "Drunkly is amazing. You need to show her off more often."
Really?
Yeah.
You're proud of the drunk you?
Well, I don't get drunk often, so when I do get drunk,
Really?
no,
Why do I feel like you get drunk all the time?
because I like when I get drunk, I enjoy those moments, so they make me happy.
Mhm.
And when they do happen, if it does happen, this month is an exception because
You drank more than before because of the holidays?
the holidays.
Yeah, because every time I spoke to you, you're always like, "Oh, I'm in bed," like, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not hungover. I've never
No,
been hungover.
not hungover?
That was you, remember?
Hungover from what?
From your food poisoning.
Ah, yes, that
Yeah.
wasn't hungover. That was
That was you.
That wasn't hungover.
Yeah.
That was like a 24-hour
I know that
flu.
because the only reason I say that is because it was your sister's birthday the night before,
Yes.
and you're like, "Oh, I have a stomach flu." I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
the birthday's
Absolutely not. I don't.
So
I haven't drank. Like last time I really drank was my sister's wedding. Like I really don't drink.
I just say I drink with a purpose.
Mhm.
Like I'm not one of those. I'm gonna have a glass of wine with my steak. If I'm having a steak, I'll have club soda. I have club soda with everything.
Gotcha. So you're gonna have
So-
wine with just.
I don't have wine.
What do you drink? What's
Whiskey.
your go-to? Whiskey. That's your go-to. Okay, good. So when
Less
we play the game,
sugar, less everything, just quickly.
can we turn it back to Gillette?
Oh my
The
gosh!
commercial.
Yeah,
So I want to hear your perspective on the commercial because I felt personally, just to throw it out there, that like I felt abused. I can't explain. Like I felt like someone was literally trying to take away my manhood and telling me that the way I act is wrong, and it affected me because I just felt like someone's trying to, I don't know, mutilate men in some way.
It's not even that. It's not only like that commercial. Men aren't the only ones that act that way, though. Like that's what got me, right?
What do you mean?
The way that they were portraying men in the certain scenarios
Mhm.
that they were saying, women act like that, girls act like that towards one another. Might be not the exact same words. They might be classified differently, but it'll be the exact same feeling for the person, right? A girl can bully another girl probably worse than a guy can. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, and that is horrible,
Mhm.
But for me, it felt very hypocritical of Gillette because, first of all, obviously the producers and the director of the commercial were two females. And what got to me was the fact that Gillette still practices the pink tax, where they charge more for their female products than they do for their male products. It's literally the exact same fucking product, only it has a pink tinge to it.
See, I wouldn't know that. I would
only-
never buy it.
And a different, slightly different smell.
Mhm.
Like, it's literally the exact same. You have the blue razor, the throwaway ones. That's Gillette. It'll be for men. And then you'll have the exact same fucking pink razor. And the pink one will cost $3 more.
Is it for real? Like really? They would
Legit.
I have no idea.
Legit.
Yeah. So why don't you buy the blue ones?
I do buy the blue ones.
Okay.
The blue ones are always better anyways.
Is it?
Yeah, because the
Because
men's,
it's manly.
No, the
No?
men's razors are made for your face, which is more gentle,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're made for a close cut, but yet gently.
Yeah, gently. Yeah.
Gently.
Yeah.
So
Well-
it's for your gentle spots like your legs and your vagina. Obviously, you're going to want something that's trusty on the face.
Yes, definitely.
Think about it.
Okay,
So
what's
that's
next in
why it's
terms
better
of
for-
our other stuff that you have written here? So I had nothing to do with today's segments.
Oh
Just
my
to put out
God, you
there,
guys. So these, a couple of things. I don't know what I want. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's make this last.
Hey, Noah, we
This-
gave you a shout out. Oh, by the way, Sitzman, if you're there, if you're watching, happy birthday.
Sitzman?
Yeah, he watches our show all the time. Today it's his
What up,
birthday.
Sitzman?
There you go. Also today, I don't think he doesn't speak Russian.
Yeah, that's okay.
He
It's
doesn't
even
speak
more
it.
special.
Yeah, he's a redhead. He's a redhead Canadian.
AKA, it translates to happy birthday, in case you didn't realize.
He shares the same name as your boyfriend. Sean? Yeah. Sean Sitzman. That's who I thought was talking before. And good evening, Ophir. We can see now everybody.
Our OG
Lisa Cohen.
fan. Thanks for watching.
Is it freezing for anyone else? Freezing? Why is it freezing? It looks like
Noah!
It could be your internet.
Miss you.
possibly, Lisa, your internet, because it looks like it's going smooth on our end. Finally. So please, I'm hoping that it's not
Unless
freezing.
I'm muted, then that's just Ron doing some freaky shit.
No, I definitely would not
If
mute
you
you.
see...
Wanted to also say...
See, I am muted.
Stop it. So my friend Rob lost his father a year ago today.
Shit.
And I want to send out my condolences. It's been a very hard year. Today he put out this really amazing message online and was just very thoughtful. And I remember his dad. He was a very incredible man. And it's sad, we reached a point in our lives where we're no longer
I don't
just
want to talk
losing...
about it.
I know, but it's real. We're not just losing grandparents anymore or relatives. We're losing parents.
If we even have any grandparents left.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I have lucky to have one grandmother left over. She unfortunately lives thousands and thousands and thousands in an ocean away from here.
But it's going to make things easier in some ways. I can tell you from personal experience, that I don't have any more grandparents on this earth, unfortunately. But there's something to be said when it comes to a parent or a sibling in comparison to grandparents. And grandparents, as much as it's tough, to accept a parent dying or a sibling or a brother or sister or anything like that. I mean, that's awful, and I've been noticing and seeing a lot more lately. Yeah. And it's been very hard to accept.
You realize your age and your own mortality. Yeah. The older you get, and it's scary, especially when you're a person like you or I who basically never want to grow up and never think that I am actually older than I. You know what? I don't think of myself the age that I am. I still act like I'm, an 18-year-old.
It's weird. I see my friends around me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm almost I'm going to be 40 in 2 months. I'm going to be 40. I don't feel 40. I don't feel this number. But when I hang out with younger people, I do feel it because I can see how they act. But about myself, I don't know. There's just something about it that I just do not feel that old. And it's weird. If I continue to do those online dating, bless you. If I continue doing these, that's nothing. That's a burp I can handle. It's the other stuff that I can't.
What you did right before the show started? Wait, what did I do? It was like a fucking gas
What did I do that for? Why did I do that for?
Oh my god.
What was it done for?
I don't know.
The horn that I just dropped all the way over there.
Yeah, he literally used the horn. And I felt the fucking couch vibrate. And then the horn. Anthony, and then this one, as if you guys could see him. And then this one goes, did you just fart? I'm like, I felt something. I'm like, it wasn't me. I'm like...
the horn.
So
nonetheless, what else do we have there? What
my god,
so
this tobogganing hill in Riverdale, and not Riverdale where Archie and Jughead are. Riverdale.
I was hoping it was Archie.
In the GTA.
Okay.
It's one of the best tobogganing hills in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically closed it down because they deemed it unsafe now.
Okay.
And it is literally breaking my heart because all of these old tobogganing hills from my youth are now starting to shut down because they are now being deemed unsafe.
You went to tobogganing areas? You didn't do it behind your building or something?
Yeah, I had hills that we used to go down. So
I used to live in Antibes. We would just go in the back.
Yeah.
That's closed?
No, some of those areas are now closed off. I don't know if the Antibes one is.
But that was clearly dangerous.
Yeah.
It went right into the road.
Yeah, right into the road.
Right into the road. I used to think,
how
are my parents allowing me to do this?
We were, normal kids.
Yeah, normal immigrants. Nobody cared. Yeah.
No, it's just because, you were meant to get scrapes and scratches so you learn. Mm. Nowadays, you fucking put your kid around bubble wrap and they never learn. And that's why, look what we're stuck with here. You can't say shit anymore. Bubble wrap kids versus this. What do you want, America?
Yeah, I don't know if this is the example, but definitely better than the bubble wrap kids.
Oh, man.
Okay, so they're closing that. What else do we have there?
So, The Masked Singer, which is my new favorite show.
The Masked Singer?
The Masked Singer.
I have never even heard of it.
What?
Look,
we talked about this.
Did we?
Like 2
Oh,
weeks
is this?
ago
Is
when
this?
it
Oh,
first came out.
oh, you're back on. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys, you need to start watching the show. It's so good.
Who has time for
It's
television?
literally the best. I don't watch it on TV. I watch it after.
Okay.
When I have like literally a moment's like, and I'm not even joking you. Usually when I'm getting ready, I'll watch like half of a show,
Okay.
and then I'll watch the other half like on my lunch or something stupid. Like I don't have time.
So 3 weeks in a row, where you've decided to bring back and talk about the same show we just talked about.
This show is amazing, you guys. You need to watch it. This week, someone else got voted off, and this person, yeah, it was good. Ron, you don't know. This is an interactive show. Like everyone needs to watch it because it's suspenseful. It literally makes you a part of the show. I'm still waiting for them to come out with an app.
I wonder about our relationship.
You're welcome, Fox.
I'm
Television.
wondering about our relationship.
You need to
right
get
now.
an app going. Why?
Like this is what you care about. Like,
I
this,
do.
This is
I
your it.
fucking love
This is your it.
this shit. Ron, I haven't felt this way about a show since Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out after I used to read the comic books, okay? It means the world to me.
Now you know she used to read. That's it's comic.
I still do.
still
I
read?
was part of the club where you took
Book club?
pages. Yeah, you took pages in the summer home, and you would fill out those pages out with the books that you read during the summer. And whoever filled out the most pages, I think, like won something. I don't remember what the fuck
I
they won.
remember.
Either like free cafeteria food for a week or something.
What's
stupid.
going with the Vaughn? That was in Vaughn.
No, that was in CHFAS. And
Oh,
Vaughn never
you
did
were like
shit like that.
when
That
you
was
were a kid, like you
junior
were-
high.
Okay.
That was junior high and elementary school or middle school, whatever. But that was a lot of fun. I used to read. I read all of the Nancy Drews, all of the Goosebumps, all of the Lion the Witch and the Wardrobes. I read everything.
Really?
I read everything, and then I started reading like fiction, real fiction, like adult fiction.
Adult fiction. My
Adult
mom is
fiction.
big into. That's the thing. Danielle Steele.
Yeah.
My mom was huge into that, and it's kind of
But I
freaky, like to
started
think about
reading
it.
Danielle Steele while I was still reading my Archie comics.
Oh, really?
So it was
That
for me,
made
it was
things
like,
a little strange
it
for
was.
you.
I literally graduated from Sweet Valley High novels to Danielle Steele, and then I went from Danielle Steele to Anne Rice and then Paulo
My
Coelho.
parents would force me to read the encyclopedia. Is that
enjoyed.
But it wasn't a punishment. It was really weird. When they made me read the dictionary, that was a punishment.
I was
For real,
that
this
kid.
is a real thing. This is not a joke.
Begged my parents to.
Yeah.
You know, remember when we used to get those magazines, and inside the magazines you would be able to do the Columbia House like CDs.
Yes, I remember.
Do you remember
Columbia,
those?
Of course, for
So,
1 cent.
1 cent,
Mhm.
and then you would get like 5 CDs a month or
Yeah,
whatever it is, and then if you didn't like them, you can send them back. But then we would all like burn them somehow or whatever, record them for ourselves.
So you actually had the Columbia CDs?
We had the Columbia House subscription at the house.
Really?
But
Was it really a penny?
It was a certain thing that you would actually have to get a certain amount, but it worked out to the same thing. But it was still very fucked up.
Because I could not understand like how it was a penny. I knew that I was being
how
tricked
I was
somehow.
really young. My parents
Gotcha.
did it.
So your
and then
parents
they canceled
overpaid for
it.
something without knowing.
No, they didn't because
Yeah?
my dad liked it. We got
Okay.
a lot of CDs. We still have them, right?
Okay.
We actually got introduced to a lot of different types of music just by. They had their own little system of just because you like this, you'll like this. So they sent you. It was basically stamps that you would lick and then you would send back, and the stamps were the CDs that you wanted to buy or you wanted to get for that money. But
Wait,
when
that's what they were.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Like I remember having it like in my house, but I mean,
Yeah,
I would
bro.
need a credit card to be able to buy it.
I used to make sure that the ones that we used to get, because you would get a new one every month, I made my mixtapes out of those stamps. So I would literally use the song tapes to make. I was very creative. It was
Today
awesome.
is chocolate cake day.
Oh my gosh.
I called you out before, but I haven't received my cake yet.
Yeah, I haven't received my beaters yet.
So your beers?
Beaters.
Your beaters. Well, I'm gonna give you some beaters.
Yeah, if you want to buy me a new Brevel hand mixer.
But why? Why would you need a Breville hand mixer? Why can't you
Because
just go
I
get a
want to
regular?
make sure it doesn't break again. Because this.
So
one
when are you
didn't
supposed to
last
get
me-
these beaters?
I don't know. As soon as I get the message saying that the guys are delivering them to my store.
Okay, next time you just buy a cake, okay? Because like
No, I
Anthony
like
is clearly
making them,
waiting
and
for the
I'm
cake.
actually supposed to
Yeah,
make
where
one
is it?
hopefully next
right,
week.
she's been saying the cake. I'll bake
it's
for you. I'll bake for you.
It's a tres leche cake. I will make it. I promise. It
Mhm.
will happen.
Mhm.
I just don't
We,
know.
we want to see that. We want to see that, right? Like maybe
Well,
after the third,
after you come back from Thailand, if you
after I come back from Thailand.
after
Okay.
you get your clean bill of health, we'll get.
Nice.
we'll make you take an STD test.
I'm letting you know right now.
when it comes back
I'm
clean.
letting you know right now. Nothing's happening. Nothing's. I have been there in 2004, and when I was there, I spent about 3 weeks in Bangkok. I was there filming a movie.
Whose cock?
Bangkok.
How many cocks did you bring?
None.
Oh.
And on the last day, we went to a place called Pattaya, which is like this little.
I know Pattaya.
You know Pattaya?
Yeah.
I call it hell on earth.
Why?
There is I can't explain to you, but it literally feels like everything there revolves around the word sin. Like first time I remember this one thing, seeing this like cowboy guy walking out of a bar, or not a bar, sorry, walking out of the mall. I don't know why I said bar. Walking out of a mall because there are many bars there. And he walked out of the mall and he had these two girls with him. Kid you not, they both looked like they were 9 years old.
Oh.
And the guy was just like giving me the thumbs up, like kind of like I'm a lucky guy type thing. And inside, I just felt like I wanted to come there and knock him straight in the teeth. Like that place was just horrific. It just felt like hell. From prostitutes to people being drunk to people fighting. Like it was just, I don't know, there was just something about Pattaya.
I saw a food show, and that's why I knew.
That's what that. I'm telling you my
I'm like, oh, I
experience.
know that. I thought this was like food-related conversation coming. I'm like, oh, Ron.
No.
Look at my face.
No.
Look at my face.
No. I carried a prostitute
Oh my
for about 4 or 5 blocks until I was able to get her off my back. I kid you not. She literally jumped on top and
Was she trying to insert herself?
she was trying to get with me. Apparently being a big boy is a good thing, and it's called pampui. I still remember it until today. And she got on top of me.
Pampui?
Pampui. It means chubby. It means like the chubby one. Pampui. Yeah, they just kept calling me that. I was like, I accepted it.
It's like back in the day, if you had a little weight to you, that means you had money.
Money?
Enough money.
Oh, I don't know, but like there was no money in these pockets.
Well,
But she got on top of me,
you know.
and I literally carried. Like I tried to like get her off, not in that way, and and she couldn't. And the way Pattaya was, for those that have been there, it's like a rink that's right off the beach. So there's like it's a pathway, like a little promenade,
Okay.
and there's like a ring where people do Muay fighting,
Okay.
a bar around it, and all the prostitutes and the pimp is just there waiting.
Okay.
And you walk to the next block, and it's a ring with people fighting, and like a bar and prostitutes, and you walk another block, and it's another ring, and it's just that's just going down the road. And
What?
Yeah, it's so weird. I'm skipping Pattaya this time. I'm going straight from Bangkok to the islands.
I'm gonna send you a link
Yeah,
to a couple of places that this guy went to because I watched.
To eat?
Yeah,
food is incredible there. I actually started
So-
eating fish because of Thailand.
it's this show. If you guys watch Food Network or if you watch whatever, I've been watching a lot of YouTube shows where it's regular people who actually had a chance to travel and they go to different places. And it's called The Food Ranger, and he goes to a bunch of places, and he's been to, I believe it was Thailand, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken, and
What
the
did he-
places that he went.
What did he eat? Did he eat Thai food, or did he eat stuff?
He eats authentic
Thai food. But authentic Thai food, like a lot of stuff they have there, like they literally have grasshoppers.
But but
and-
he'll go to like places that you obviously he'll go to like those extreme places,
Right,
those
right.
grasshoppers. But he'll go to places where you will enjoy the meal because of the
Right.
actual taste of the food, and like it's like holes in the walls you wouldn't know unless you're a resident there
Right.
in that city.
I went to a place actually. They took me to a place in Bangkok. It was called oh my god, I had it in my head.
Longcock?
No. Something fish place, fisherman, something. It's gonna come to me. And anyways, the way it works, it kind of looks like a TNT
Okay.
in some ways when you walk in. but they have like a wall full of aquariums.
Okay.
And you literally get to see all the fish that are there. So from octopus to lobsters, like everything kind of swimming around. Somebody goes in. And
I'm picturing like a Big Al's fish aquarium.
But literally, oh no, it's called fish market. It's called fish market for those that know. And they pulled whatever you wanted.
Okay.
And by the time, then you would just tell them what sauces you want or what salads you want with it. You went and paid for it, gave it to them,
All right.
and then you go sit down. Then they bring you like a little bit of food or just kind of like a starters. And within a half an hour, the fresh food is literally on your table. But you get to choose it. I don't know if I can do that today. Today I'm more like conscious about like, animals and stuff. I don't know if I could see an animal and say, kill this one. I just can't. There's just something that happened.
I can possibly do it. I've done it with lobsters.
I can't see the lobsters anymore. I can't look. I love lobster. I don't want to know what happens.
I've done it.
Just cook it for me.
You know what? I've gone to St. Lawrence Market and we bought fresh lobster. This is when Sean and I, before we lived together. We
fresh isn't just died or fresh isn't still?
Fresh. It was still alive. I had it in the crate and everything.
Oh my goodness.
I was making him a seafood boil, and I bought squid ink pasta and did everything. Like I was making it authentic. It was delicious.
You got to hear the squealing? Isn't
Well,
the squealing or is it the hot bubble, right?
You have to throw them into the hot bubble. But what I did, because I'm a humane individual, I put the lobsters and the crabs that were still alive. The mussels and the clams, you really, just make sure that they close up to make sure that they're going to be okay. I put them in the freezer before I boil them.
So you froze them?
I actually put them to sleep so that they wouldn't feel them getting boiled. I didn't boil them alive. That sounds more
humane. You froze them?
I did no. I put them to sleep. When you put them in the freezer, they fall asleep.
Is that it?
That's what it is.
Please find this out for me, whoever's out there, that they're fall asleep.
Anthony can do that.
Really?
Yeah.
Anthony, really?
But that's true.
They fall asleep?
Yeah, because what happens when you freeze to death, you basically fall asleep because your blood's no longer circulating as fast. So you fall asleep. You are out.
Is that really
That's where the whole expression "out cold" comes from.
I don't know if you fall asleep, but okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah?
Out cold. Where do you think that expression comes from?
All right, so maybe that would be the best way to die?
I put them to sleep.
I don't know, that sounds something
I didn't
awful.
boil them while they were still awake.
So
they were sleeping, and they didn't know that
What's
they were
up, Joey? I see Joey, my buddy from Los Angeles, is there. Drawer. Michael, Noah has joined. Good. We're getting 2, 3, 4, 5 people watching.
It's okay.
It's okay. It happens.
Next week when we raise
Did we
the camera,
add? Did we?
when
So
we raise
it
the
says
camera
here
next week,
that if you do it within 2 hours, well, if they're in there for 2 hours, they become unconscious and they fall asleep.
Interesting. Good job. Hey, I learned something today. I had no idea.
The more you know with Lee.
Yeah. Well, I still don't want to kill lobster.
Did you leave them there for a while?
I left them in there for a long
It's 20
time.
minutes. It's like it wouldn't count. It would be like,
I left them in there for a while.
They spend about a day and a half. And
No, they were in there.
So
for
really,
a while.
like they would freeze and they would just like fall asleep, like die.
They didn't.
I sound so stupid because I really have no idea.
They just.
But what happens to us if we're in a freezer?
Well, what happens to us if we get frostbite? We'll fall asleep slowly, and if we get reheated, fast enough, and they can reheat us fast enough, we'll get alive. You fall asleep and you die.
I didn't know that. I know, like the heart.
Wait, isn't that the case with the lobster? You're putting them back in the heat after that.
Yeah, but they're gonna be dead already.
Yeah, I guess.
So yeah,
because at that point, when you boil them, Ready? They hit the heat.
I don't know, but if you put me in a freezer, I mean, I just die. But that's an awful way to die. You make it sound so like nice.
Yeah, but they fall asleep. They don't know they're dying.
No matter how you
they
do it, you're killing them, right? So
I know. Nonetheless, I'm trying to be as humane as possible.
So why? That's why I put them in the freezer.
Next week we will not have a show.
Sorry guys, I'm going to be at a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
I made a lot of Korean barbecue sauce today for that.
For someone that made barbecue and Korean barbecue, right? She's doing all this stuff. She doesn't have time, she said, right? Like so busy.
Time. This is for next week. I had to make the sauce this week, so that'll show you how much time I have.
But we are gonna bring a guest on the following week, so it's a surprise because I'm not quite sure if I'm able to get this person. so I'm not going to mention a name. I'd like for the show to have a
I
little
thought
bit more
everyone knew
pizzazz.
Ellen DeGeneres was coming on.
No, she's not. She's not.
Oh.
She's not, because...
But I thought you said she was.
No, I said a degenerate person is coming. You misheard what I said. No,
That's so nice.
What?
I was getting really excited.
You thought Ellen... You think out of all the people I would invite, Ellen DeGeneres is the one I would bring?
Yeah.
Like, if I had the choice of anyone, Ellen DeGeneres would be my choice.
My first choice.
That is your first choice?
I would love to have her on.
No, don't get me wrong. She's great.
I love her.
I think she's also, she looks amazing. She looks the same since she had the show, Ellen. Really?
I love her.
Really? So if you had a chance to have dinner with anyone, Ellen DeGeneres would be that person?
She would be one of them.
Really? She wouldn't even make my top nose.
She would definitely be one of them. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What about her, like...
Everything that she's done in her career. And she was actually one of the first stand-up comedians besides, George Carlin, that certain bits that they did stood out in my head. Like as a child. Yeah.
I was looking for, like, what? You just put her and George Carlin in, like, the same
like,
category? I'm like...
For me, like, because there's a lot of George Carlin, there's a lot of Richard Pryor jokes, there were a lot of Rodney Dangerfield jokes that stood out in my head as male comedians. But as a female comedian, there weren't a lot besides...
Name a joke. I'm just curious. Is there a joke?
Her happy place.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
That's literally my joke that makes me think of anything that gets me out of things.
Really?
In her Now and Here and Now special, or was it God It's Me Ellen? It was one of those, but I'm pretty sure it was Here and Now. No, I think it was God It's Me Ellen, because she's talking about her happy place, and any time that she gets frustrated, she's like, I'm in my happy. It's like her mantra: I'm in my happy place. I'm in my happy place. I'm in my. And so, like, when I was in a sad place, that mantra always came back to me. And this was even before her TV show, the Ellen DeGeneres show. Yeah. Even when she had Ellen, the nighttime show, the primetime show, I used to love that show. And when she came out as gay, like, I knew she
came out on the show.
On the show.
On the show she came out.
Yeah. Like, she came out, and I will never forget that episode, because I believe that was the last episode that aired. I think she got canceled right after that.
Did she?
I'm pretty sure she did, because as a kid, I never understood why there was never a progression to the show. I was always waiting for it to continue.
But Roseanne was around the same time, and there was a gay character. Yeah. I forget her name. She did, like, the vagina model.
Sandra Bernhard.
Yes, yes. And she was talking about
She was a reoccurring character. Yeah. Roseanne actually was one of the pioneers for... the LGBT community back in the late 80s and early 90s.
By the way, shout out to her. She's in Israel right now.
Really? Yeah, shout out to Mike Tyson, who actually had her on his podcast this week. It was a fucking crazy episode. If you guys get to catch it.
I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, catch it out on YouTube. Mike Tyson just...
I didn't even know Mike Tyson has a podcast.
He was on Joe Rogan, and I watched that. I had to listen to that. That was... You guys have no idea how insightful and how smart Mike Tyson actually is. It's crazy. You need to watch that episode.
I think he just uses big words for he uses them in the wrong places.
It's not even that.
Right?
Like,
it's electrifying.
No, he's been through so much shit. Like, if you actually listen to him, he is an actual, like, warrior. Like, he's the definition of a warrior, because he is a person who's been through the shit.
Absolutely.
And came out on top. Because if he did things the wrong way, people wouldn't even care about Mike Tyson and what he's doing now. Let alone listening to him and
right, but he also did some crazy stuff.
Dude,
right?
He was fucking an anomaly. Like, he was like a living god. Like, watching him fight as a kid was holy fuck.
For sure.
Like, is this person human?
No question. Like, stands at 5'10".
He was around. Well, yeah, but he came around at the same time that RoboCop came out.
Okay.
So as a kid, I literally was almost convinced that Mike Tyson was like the $1 million man. So, like, the friggin' army made him, and he's, like, not even real, because he was so fucking good.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
definitely.
he was just unreal. But
I grew up during the same generation, so Mike Tyson was and still is, like, one of the best fighters
I remember watching that fucking
Holyfield one.
Holyfield
that was 1997.
Because for me,
July 2nd.
Dude, the funniest part about that was because I always asked my dad, I'm like, why are they always hugging? I'm like, is he whispering something in his ear? Like, that never, with boxing, if you guys watch boxing, they always hug. And I never, as a kid, 97, I was 13. Even then, like, you're still like, why are they doing that? And my dad's like, oh, they're tired and they're just leaning on each other, right? And I'm like, well, are you sure he's not whispering, like, really bad things in his ear?
They probably do.
You know, I'm like, what, isn't he afraid he's going to bite him or something like that if he's really mad at him? And, like, that would always, like, and I would ask these questions, and obviously as a person watching a fight at that point and having a kid ask all these fucking questions, it would get annoying. So when that happened and the ear got bit, I was like, I literally, everything just, like, came full circle to me, like, holy shit! Like, all these questions just came, it all happened. It was just...
Yeah, you bit him out of frustration.
A monumental fucking moment in history. It, like, to me, I am so grateful that I was born the year that I was born because I got to experience it, as like you, we got to experience, like, some of the most monumental periods in history.
Really?
Think about it.
I mean, but
color television.
Yeah.
Fucking video games.
We have color television now. We have video games.
When we were growing up, not everyone had a color television.
No, everybody had a color television. When I was a kid?
Well, I came from Communist Russia, right?
Yeah. I lived in Israel
like
where
some of us,
I had a color TV.
Yeah, we had a color TV in our house too, but then certain TVs weren't in color still.
Yeah, certain people didn't have it, right?
And then we had like 3 channels or 6 channels, whatever it was.
I used to think that history was black and white.
It
took me a long time to figure out that back in the day, people were not black and white.
Yeah. Like, what?
I used to think that, like, the past
the people
were black and white. I'll tell you why. There was a transition when it came to, like, the pictures. Like, when my parents got married in 77, they showed me, like, pictures, and it was, like, a weird brownish burgundy color. Yeah. And I was like, what's this? Oh, it's the evolution. So I was like, oh, well, my parents are not that old. And when they showed me pictures of, like, my grandma, I'm like, oh, my God, things have changed. I literally thought that they were black and white. Wow. You're laughing at me? I used to think that dogs... I remember moving to Canada. Like, this is just, like, something weird. But moving to Canada, and some guy was talking to his dog who was misbehaving. And he started telling him, the bad dog, blah, 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 blah. And I was, like, laughing to myself. And my mom's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, what an idiot. The dog speaks Hebrew, not English. I just kept thinking that there is no way he understands what he's saying. He's speaking the wrong language.
One of the best, like, podhead things that, like, I ever asked someone was, if dogs were in Mexico, do they speak Spanish? And if they come to Canada and they speak, let's say they're a German Shepherd from Mexico, can it speak the same language as a German Shepherd in Canada? Can they communicate?
Yeah, in German.
Or are they speaking a different language?
They both speak German.
No, but are they speaking Shepherd?
No, German.
But are they speaking Shepherd?
What is Shepherd?
I don't know. It's a German Shepherd.
No, but it's Shepherd is...
A Shepherd is a shepherd that shepherds sheep.
Okay, but that's a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
So what do you mean they speak?
A dog that shepherds the sheep.
But there's many shepherds.
Yeah, but I understand that. But is the German Shepherd from Mexico able to communicate with the 10-year-old... Let's say a 10-year-old German Shepherd from Mexico gets adopted and brought to Canada, where they speak English, and he's been hearing Spanish all his life. And he comes to Canada. Is he going to understand that fucking Canadian German Shepherd?
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Are dogs speaking the same language when they're in different countries?
Dogs do.
Are we sure about that, or are they like us?
No, they're definitely not like us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they have a way to communicate. I mean, definitely. They have their own way of communication. The same way with...
Even if they were born in different countries?
Almost 1,000%, yes.
Are we positive?
Well, they're listening to our demands. Like, it's just our demand. Like, you know, like, or command, sorry. We tell them stuff to do. Like, yes, no. My dog actually understands. I can just use my finger and he'll know what to do. I don't even have to say anything. My dog keeps kosher. If I tell him not kosher, he doesn't eat it.
What?
Swear to God, people that have seen it.
So your dog speaks kosher then?
No, I said, when I say the word not, doesn't matter what I say afterwards, he knows he's not allowed to have it. So I say not kosher, so he knows it's not, and he won't touch it. It's got nothing to do with the word kosher. I could say anything afterwards.
Interesting.
But people are like, oh my God, your dog's not eating. Yeah, because he knows he's not allowed to have it, because I say no.
Interesting.
Weird segue, right?
That is.
Let's end off. Snow is a coming. I actually kept getting messages from clients right now telling me that they want to cancel tomorrow.
Is it going to be bad? Is it supposed to be really
I don't
bad
know. They're
tomorrow?
saying it's going to be bad. But guys, we're in Canada. Stop it. We're used to this. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, yes, it snows. It's winter. We're okay. It's what we're used to.
For me, if I have to take the bus tomorrow, and what happened this week happens again tomorrow, I'm not even going to bother.
Why do you take the bus?
Because I sold my second car, and we only have one car right now.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, well, it's okay. The other one was a gas guzzler. What I spend in almost 3 weeks filling up this car that's outside right now is what I spent on 1 week with my other car.
So why don't you buy a smaller car?
That's what we did. That's what we
No, why'd you buy 2 cars?
I don't want it right now.
Really?
Now, yeah, you know what?
After having a car, I can't live my life without a car.
I work so close to my house that for me it's just...
So what's the problem with taking a bus if you live so close now?
Well, that's the thing. I still have to take the subway. And this week, the subway was so fucking delayed that it was a 45-minute wait.
I believe it.
At Downsview Station. And I still call Shepherd West Downsview, bitches. I open that station, and I have the right to call it Downsview.
She has the keys, just like the Palestinians from back in like 1948. No, you don't. So we have a show coming up February 10th, not February 3rd. So next week, we're sorry that we're off.
Sorry, Super Bowl. Enjoy,
don't want to do.
guys.
Why don't you do like a live from the Super Bowl, like from your party? Maybe people can see you drunk and have a good time.
If you guys want, watch my my live.
Right, she'll do it herself. I don't mind.
Lee Rhapsody.
Why? Why don't you just like make it a prickly pear thing? Why?
What you want me to? Do you want me to just broadcast it?
Yeah, just
off
broadcast
of
it. Yeah, just kind of like say this is one prick, you know, and because clearly you're not watching the football. What? Like maybe you are. Are you watching the football for the game?
No.
Or are you watching for the halftime?
No, I watch the game. I actually get interested in the actual game.
Really?
Yeah, like if I'm going to be watching the whole thing, the New England Patriots and the Eagles, I believe.
No.
Or the Ravens?
No, neither.
Who is it? I didn't get
LA
the
Rams.
The Rams?
The Rams.
The Rams got in.
Right?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the second half. I knew that the Patriots got in.
Yeah, the Patriots
and I was
got
just like, really?
Yeah.
Deflategate again, but...
Why? They're an amazing team. I'm not a fan of New England, but you know, good for them. I mean, they're just killing it.
For me, it's like, why are you calling it football? It should be called something else. Soccer's football, whatever.
What do you want to call it? Toss ball, ramming ball, you know, chess with a ball. Because technically, lineback.
If you called it
lineback, but that's not even the most important player.
Doesn't matter.
Quarterback is
hockey. Why do they call it hockey?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Because the sushi?
Why did they call it basketball? Because it was a ball that used to be thrown into a basket.
Okay, right? I get that.
So we can call football end zone.
End zone.
Or touchdown.
I like this.
End zone.
I like this.
You should call football end zone from now.
I like this.
On.
All right, fine. That's it. It's
and
no longer
soccer will now be called football.
I like it. I like it.
So football is now football, and soccer is now football, and end zone is now football. Does that make
Great.
sense?
You know, these people cannot have like those 10 seconds back. On behalf of Lee, Anthony, and myself, want to wish you guys an amazing week. Stay out of the snow.
You guys.
Enjoy the football game. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks for letting us
annoy you. 2 weeks from now, we'll have a topic. Some people joining us. So it's going to be a completely different show. But hey, we had fun.
The camera will be higher, so you won't see my double chin because it's way low.
This is great. I like this.
No, we're gonna have it higher up.
What do you mean? This is
no. It's gonna be higher up.
This is how it's supposed to be.
No, it's gonna be higher up, Ron. It's gonna be higher.
But
up.
this is the same level.
No, it's gonna be higher up.
It's the same level.
It's gonna be higher up.
Okay. All right. Well then.
It's either going to be higher up or we're going to move this back or we're going to push it back a little.
Do you know the reason that we're doing this, right? So we can be away from the green screen and the lights can reflect.
Well, that's why
but if you would have seen our studio today, it looks like a complete mess. But now it's finally working.
They did an amazing job. I did none of it because I've had way too much shit to do this week.
We have a TV, we have a laptop, we have a big screen.
Probably until mid-April.
So... Anyways, have yourself an amazing week.
We love you guys.
And please like us, share,
subscribe,
respond, whatever it is.
Right here.
Another week. This is week probably 50, I believe.
For you.
For me,
Which
yes.
is
Well, for the show.
For me.
For the show. So
for me.
week 5. I don't know.
I don't know what week is it. I started
Probably
the beginning-
more. Probably more than 5.
Is it? No, I think it's 5 because it's. I started the beginning of December, so it would have been.
Is it? Was it the beginning of December?
Anthony?
Well, we're already at the end of January.
January, yeah, I guess.
Nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. We don't keep count. That's not what the show's all about. But stay tuned. Till next week.
We love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.